you guys so much for stopping in. You all are beautiful. Let me know where you're chiming in from, you guys. Normally I don't do these live, but there is zero time. From Northeast Alabama, how did you guys fare the storm? I know Louisiana, but I know some places in Alabama and I think Mississippi maybe have had some issues. So, hey Dana, hey you guys, good to see everybody. Oh, perfect. I'm glad that everything is good. Good. I know there's still a lot of people recovering from the storm, so I do want to be mindful of that and just ask questions. I do have over to the side my computer there where I can actually follow the comments. So, oh, thank you. I appreciate. I tried to get away with not getting dressed this morning, and I was gonna look raggedy, and the Lord was like, "No, ma'am, that's not how we gonna roll out of here today." So I was like, "Oh, Jesus, let me get my life together." So I did wash my hair, put a little bit of conditioner in it, and went on. I did my eyebrows today, y'all. You know, I just posted that thing about my eyebrows. They look okay. They're a little dark to me, so I'll have to lighten up on my fill-in. But for me, have done them myself without my eyebrow lady who is not doing anything right now. I think it came all right. So yes, what I was saying is I normally don't do budget videos live because I just don't have time for all of that. But I like to do the edits, and I like for you all to see my budget sheet updated. But I apologize, I do not have time with, there's a lot of things happening this week. So I'll jump into that and then we'll jump into the budget. Hey, ma'am, good to see you. So if you are not following me over on Instagram, or you are not my personal Facebook friend, which please don't send me a zillion Facebook requests. You get more on YouTube or Instagram than you'll ever get with me on Facebook. I mean, I share the same stuff, but more on YouTube and Instagram. So last week, Thursday, we were in the car. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys, I have this tick. I yawn when I do live videos. I yawn when I do regular videos, and I just edit them out. I appreciate that so very much. So Thursday, you know, I'm doing the 75 hard. So I went and did my workout, dropped Jackson off at Taekwondo's because that's how I'm able to get it done. And this all has to do with the budget. So just follow along if you will. And you'll see this in a vlog that's coming up if I could ever get it finished editing and up. But oh, goodness, this is why I don't do live videos. I'm sitting in the car waiting for Jackson to come. Hey, ma'am. At 8 p.m. We're all done with Taekwondo at 8 p.m. Jackson gets in the car and he says, "Mom, don't be upset, don't yell, and don't be mad." And I'm thinking, oh, Lord, I'm in for something right now is happening. I don't even understand what it is now. It's 8 p.m. at night. So he puts his hand up in the, hey, how are you? He puts his hand up near my face because he's in the back seat and I'm in the front. He says, "Mom, I think I dislocated my finger here." So I look at his hand, and Jackson's hand is kind of slid somewhere. Hey, Kim. Hey, Miss Evelyn. Hey, everybody. His hand is crazy. Like this whole thing is shifted this way. So I know immediately that that hand is broken. That's not a dislocation. That's a broken hand. I'm not a doctor of any kind. I'm just a mom who has seen my share of kitty accidents. And so I'm thinking quickly, because we're 30 minutes from home, but there is a medac. Excuse me. There is like a minute clinic, not a minute clinic. It's called a urgent care in the town we live in. So I look it up, it's closed. There's an urgent care like 5 minutes from where Taekwondo is. We drive there, they're closed. I call his pediatrician. I said, "Hey, just not real sure what I need to do here. Do I need to take him home? Do I need to go to the ER? Whatever. She didn't get back to me. It's late. It's 8 something at night. Now it's after 8. So I said, well, let me take Jackson over to the ER. I'm driving home and I have to make a split decision because I either have to turn left. I either have to turn right or I have to keep going straight to go home. And I said, let me turn right and I'm going to take Jackson home. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. That's a blessing to us. That is such a blessing. So, I go to the ER and the lady's like, ma'am, there's a 3-hour wait. And I'm like, that's fine. Something is wrong with his hand. Now, Jackson's not in any pain. Jackson is a ninja. That's just his life. It's what he does. And as I'm going with my son to take care of his hand, all I can think of in my mind is we haven't met our deductible. I'm going to go back into debt with an emergency room bill because our deductible per person is $1,250 and Jackson doesn't get sick. So we don't we never use his benefits. So it's always going to be paying up front because he's never sick. And I'm thinking $1,000. This is going to cost me $1,000 because that's what an emergency room visit usually costs me, is about $1,000. And I just got out of debt in May. And here I am now about to incur another debt that we didn't plan on, that I don't have an emergency fund to care for. But the thing that really helps me, and I'm going to actually find this out tomorrow. So when we got to the ER, they did an x-ray of his hand. We were there for 3 hours, no lie. They did an x-ray of his hand, and the doctor comes by and he says, Mom, unfortunately, he has broken his hand. I said, yes, I was just sure that he had broken his hand. I don't think you need to charge me for that diagnosis because I had it all together. There was no need to charge me. And the hand is broken. So now they have referred him to ortho. Hey, ma'am. Hey, Tangie. Hey, ma'am. Love you so much. I'm so glad you guys are back in your house. Whoop, whoop, all the things. So he said, ma'am, we're going to refer him to ortho to see if they want to either do surgery or just cast it or whatever. He has what's called a Boxer's fraction. He broke the 5th metacarpal. Yeah, all that, right? Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share all the things. So I'm just giving you a little backstory, and then I'm going to update you on some finances that came in. Hey, Latoya. Hey. Yeah. So what ended up happening is Friday, I tried to call ortho. Oh, I'm so glad you are as well. I tried to call ortho. They were closed. So I was like, something is wrong. They should not be closed. So I got off work early to drive across town because I work south. I had to come north and then across to go to where the ortho is. So I drive over there. There's nobody in the parking lot. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Well, it's Labor Day weekend, so nobody is there. Today is Labor Day. Nobody is there. I'm going to try and call tomorrow. That's going to be 5 days since he broke his hand. So what ended up happening is they were doing something called a Superman punch. And they have to break these boards. Now, when you're a black belt, you don't wear hand pads anymore. You just break the boards with your bare hand. Hey, ma'am. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. And what did they do for it, Mel, if you don't mind me asking? And he went to hit the board, and the board won. The board did not break. His hand did. So, but it's his left hand, which is his non-dominant hand, which is helpful because he's still able to do some stuff. Right now, it's in a soft air cast. No, it's in a soft splint. It's in a soft splint, and he hates it. It itches and all the things. So prayerfully, we can get into ortho very quickly. I have no timeline for that, but keeping our fingers crossed that we do not need surgery and that we can get in quick. So what I am going to do as well is I have an accidental supplemental insurance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call tomorrow to see if this is like a sports injury. Because, you know, sometimes when your kids play basketball and football, they casted it for 3 months. 3 weeks. Oh, okay. I was like, oh my God, 3 months. Thank you so much for the prayers. So I'm going to call my supplemental insurance tomorrow to see if this qualifies as an accident like it would be if it was a football. Yeah, sports insurance. Yeah. Because I think that's covered under my accidental policy. I have to call just to make sure because I never use this stuff because my kids are relatively healthy. Trandon did soccer. I sell some. It should be a sports event. Oh. We have, it's called Colonial Life. And he was actually at the dojang when it happened. So I'm just going to ask a question. I mean, what's the worst they could say is no. I am going to also ask if they will refund our money for the month because I'm about to incur a whole lot of bills. And this happened on the 2nd of September. So he, in a sense, will pretty much not be in the gym the whole month of September. So we'll see. That is a thing. So I had previously stated that I was going to use some extra money that I had from my dental, from that policy that I was saving after my dental wasn't as much as I was expecting to do chiropractor. So that is now off the table. There will be no chiropractic care at the moment until I can determine how much out of pocket I'm going to have to spend for this hand. And then the other thing is my flex spending rolls September 1st. So I have on my flex benefits card, I have $700 preloaded onto that. And if I need to use that, then I will. Plus the money that I have in the savings account. If I need to use that, then I will. I don't want to pre-plan much else after that simply because I just don't know what I'm looking for. Hey, Miss Robin, I do not know what I'm looking at as far as that that injury and how much it's going to cost me. It's only been, tomorrow will be 5 days, so I haven't received a bill in the mail yet. So I'm waiting to see what the ER visit will be. Of course, that would be the x-ray and the doctor and all that. He did have the ER and the x-ray, so I'm just waiting to see what that's going to cost me. That's what I was thinking. I was like, Lord, even if I have to use it at the one time, at least I have it on there and it's already preloaded so that I can use that. So the FSA or flexible spending account in the county that I work for, we have, it's a supplemental benefit that we do put money, it is drafted out of our check once a pay period or whatever, for a certain amount of dollars, and it's loaded onto a prepaid card. And all you do is that money is already linked in September. So it runs from September to August. Yeah. I'm all about the debt. I'm all about not having to incur debt if we do not have to. I do not want to incur something about, well, you would think that they would, but promise you, ma'am, they will not. They will not. So I'm just thankful that I had pre-thought. And the only reason I have such a small amount is, hey Sam, good to see you, is because, my kids just don't get sick. Praise God. Thank the Lord. So I don't usually need a lot on there. And if you don't use it, you lose it. So I try to, at one point I was using it for my chiropractor. The kids don't need it. Their well checks are covered every year. But hey, Bonzella, how are you? We just, hey, Crystal. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. I cannot, the thought of having debt now at this stage of the game, after I've worked so hard to keep my family clear of that, really makes my anxiety rise. But, I was thinking today in Philippians, it says don't worry about anything, and I'm not going to worry over it. What I am going to do is just trust the Lord that he's going to see us through this. Perhaps it's just a cast. If it's just a cast, then maybe I'm just looking at the specialist copay visit, which is $80, which I can pay. I can do the $80 with no problem, depending on when the appointment is. You know, child support is coming in next week or this week. So I do believe that it is going to be okay. Alexa wants me to go to bed. I might have to end this video a little bit sooner than I think. I do think that it is going to be okay.
I don't have an answer for that. Here's your reminder. Go to bed. Here's your reminder. Go to bed.
I'm doing the best that I have ever done. And the Lord is really blessing us. I just cannot in my mind go backwards, which I don't think that, because this wasn't unexpected. Jackson didn't go there, child, every time. He didn't go to Taekwondo expecting to get hurt. Okay, thank you, Amanda. Oh, Vanny girl, thank you. And the thing about that is, I even had to call the owner and tell him that my son was hurt. Nobody in the gym informed him that he was hurt. And I did not maybe handle that as well as I should have. I mean, I handled it and I didn't lose my temper, but I was not happy, and he knew that. And when I felt myself going to that place, I was like, you know what? I just can't. I can't even have this conversation with you right now, because I'm gonna go and head out, because I can't do this with you. I believe that I am so encouraged in the Lord always. He's never left us. He's never forsaken us, and all has been well. In addition to Jackson's injury. So one of the ladies in my church, she is actually also one of my tightest two women. She is an older lady, very much a pillar in the church. Her daughter is actually Jackson's godmother, and we've been together for the last 13 years. We got a message, let's see, today is Tuesday, Monday, Sunday morning about 1:45 that her husband had passed. And I know that's right. And he had been dealing with an illness, had been in the hospital, and was unable to, he just did not recover. And so with that being said, we didn't have to, but you know, as is tradition, take food and things over to the house to help with the, you know, different ones coming in and out during the week. So that is what we did. We did take food. We actually did a huge, it wasn't a food tray, but she has 5 grandkids. So what we did was we did a huge snack basket. We got a Sterilite, like a laundry basket, a deep one, and we layered the bottoms up with juice boxes, things that did not need to be handled, or cups and ice. We just didn't want to do any of that. So we always bring juice boxes for the kids. And then what we did as well was then we layered it with snacks. There's Pringles and Oreos and cookies and fruit snacks and chips. Yes, I know that's a lot of junk food, but it's things that kids can grab very quickly, that parents only have to pop the bag open. There's no plates, there's no napkins, there's no cups, there's no spoons, there's no any of that stuff being used, while family members and different ones are coming in and out of the house this week, trying to be there for her. Oh, hey, ma'am, how are you? Good to see you. I'm so very glad that you are here. So that's what I did. And then we were coordinating some other people to bring in different things as well. On top of that, we just had a baby born in our church. And so I spent about $100. I spent right at 93 bucks. I spent $93 on that basket. And then I spent right at $75 because we had a baby born in our church. And so they requested, you know, specific things. So we went over to Publix and we got a sandwich tray, and we took chips and snacks and drinks, and they have a little baby son. He's 3 years old, and they just had a baby daughter like Tuesday of last week. So she's, I think, about 7 days old. So we had the meal, and then Alana actually paid for some sweet treats from the place where she works. So she paid for the dessert. Jackson and I, we took care of the main course meal, and that was another $75. So within the last, I'd say 3 to 4 days, we've spent $175 on food items that were not a part of our regular budget that we had to pull. So since I did have a little extra money in that from where I got paid for my teeth, I just pulled that money out of there. Also, let me just give you another one. I have in my backyard, we live on 3/4 of an acre, and I have a tree line on this side, which would be my right hand side if I'm looking at the window. And then on the left hand side, close to my neighbor's fence, there's a couple trees that are in my yard, and they had a lot of foliage and growing up. Child, it's always a lot of foliage and growing up. And then we have weeds that come back every year or so. So Mr. Jerome, my grass guy, came in this week, and he actually went ahead and de-weeded all of the tree line and then under those trees. And I had asked him to do it previously earlier in the summer because I didn't want to have any snakes and stuff out there, because I was out there in the garden and different types of things. He didn't come just until this past week. So that was another $150. So within the last, I would say, week, we've spent $175 plus another, so $350. And it those were monies that I did not account for. But what I was thankful for was having that extra money in that account that I had planned on. And there's still enough money in there now where I to get the kids that full chiropractic care to pay for that, because there was a little bit extra. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the chiropractor on hold for now until I see how much it's going to cost for Jackson's hand. Nothing else is more important than getting that hand taken care of, because it is causing him a little bit of issue. It's not hurting him. He's just uncomfortable. They have that. It's all the way from his fingertips all the way down his arm, and he's unable to do a lot. So what I'm hopeful is that they'll be able to cast it, and they won't have to cast it all the way down to his elbow, maybe somewhere up in here. And that will help take care of some of it. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Let's see. I'm glad you're doing this. You know, it's real world. It's when things happen and you don't anticipate. And so you're finding yourself having to come out of different. Oh, thank you so much. I'm doing my best. Y'all, I got goals. I have goals for my life. I have goals for my children. I'm just really enjoying the Lord. God is really blessing me. I've had a couple low days, but I think that's just the enemy trying to attack my mind, because I do feel good in my spirit. If you don't mind giving this video a thumbs up, that would be perfect. It helps us to get the videos out into the recommended feeds. Just talking a little bit budget-wise, I know for my, hey, Miss Celeste, I know for my AdSense for September, which will actually be August because we run about a month behind, it looks like it's going to be about $100 less than it was for last month. And so that does, that does affect us. But one of the things that I've noticed is that I've been about I've been about 11.6K probably all year. I mean, my goal by the end of the year would be 12,000. If I could get to 12,000 subs, that would be huge and amazing. So if you have not subscribed, hey, Miss Annette, good to see you. If you have not subscribed, please, please, please consider doing that. Give this video a thumbs up. That just would be beautiful for us. So anywho, quite a lot of things happening. If you have, one of the things that I want to say this before I jump, and I do have notes here. So I have all the budget things, y'all. I got the budget stuff. Don't worry. I do want to say this. If you have loved ones, if you have friends, family members, people that you love, and you have not said you love them, call them. Call them, go visit is better. If you got to do a porch roll by because you don't want to, be involved with people's airspace, if you got to do like a fist bump, or I don't know what you have to do. And the reason I say that is because the lady, her name is Miss Bernita. Hey, Nicole. At the end of Mr. Roberts' life, she was not able to be in the hospital with him. He was in ICU, and with they're not letting a lot of people in and out of the hospital these days. Things are so much different, and so she just was not able to be there until the very end. They did call her and say, "Hey, you need to come in because." We are where we are. And so she was able to get there then, but she wasn't able to get with him before that. And so I just want to encourage all of us, if you have loved ones and people that are in your life, call them, enjoy them now, give them their flowers now. If you got old beef, put it to the side, all of that. Another thing I want to, and that's close to my heart, y'all, because I sat with her today. Hey, Miss Sarah, I sat with her today. So I went over yesterday and I did go over again today. I'm going tomorrow and I'll go every day if I need to. One of the things about being single is that I am free to use my time however I feel like it. I don't have to ask nobody, can I go? And I'm going to be back and all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and sit with her because she has adult children. Her daughter lives across town from where she lives, but she is on quarantine. She isn't unable to come out because her children were exposed at their school. And then her son lives about 3.5 hours from where she lives. He is here now, but his family had to end up going back, and so they'll come back. But I don't have anybody here. It's just me and my kids, and I'm able to go and sit, and I gotta work, but after work I'm just gonna go over and sit. I know one of the questions came up. I go to a multiracial church, and y'all, I promise I'm getting to these numbers. I go to a multiracial church, and some people don't always understand customs or culture, right? Some people do it a little different than these people over here. So in my best estimation and understanding of how it works is when you have a death, in our culture, African American culture, and I'm just speaking from my experience. I may not hit it for every person. This is not across the board. This is how I grew up. What is customary is when the community begins to find out that, oh, thank you so much, Miss Rebecca. When the community finds out that there has been a death, what we do then is we rally around that person, and we go in and we will take a meal or something, or drinks or paper products or something to help that family out. And what the thinking behind that is, back in the olden days, and see, I grew up with my grandparents, so everything was old. Back in the olden days, when somebody would pass, people couldn't just take off from work. We could not take off from work like that. We had to go to work. So people would come by in the evenings after they work hours, right? They would if they could slide home and change clothes to their Sunday best, they would, because they was going out to see people. If they weren't able, they would just go in their work clothes. And when you come to someone's house, it's very customary to show hospitality. And so what you do is you end up offering them a little, what my grandmother would call a mouthful. She would say, I ain't got a mouthful, but a mouthful to feed you. So we would give them a mouthful of food. And that would be from what the family was able to supply for the people who came over to express their condolences or sit and chat and that type of a thing. So to take that pressure off of the family with the added pressure of the funeral expenses and all of that stuff, the community would come in and bring food so that there was always something in the house. The person didn't have to worry about cooking, but you always knew that there was going to be people coming in, and it is customary for you to offer people something when they come into your house. Can I offer you a drink? Can I offer you, that's just customary. So, and I'm from the South, that's just how you do it. I understand different people do it different. Some people just do the wake. Some people do the repast, and that the repast is after the funeral. They serve a meal. The family serves a meal, and it is customary for people to stay and eat the meal. Not everybody does it that way, but that's how we do it. And so we wanted to make sure that we were showing enough love so that even with the food already prepared, we don't care where you get it from or what it is. We just want you to bring it in so that the host family, and I say that loosely, but the family who is bereaved does not have to worry about the cooking. So what we did was, it is No, it is. It is really the only way to do it, I think, in my estimation, because you can't do anything else. There aren't enough words. There aren't enough, I'm sorry, you have my condolences, to soothe that person. So if what you do, you want to just be able to have something available for the people to come in. And then it's also customary for those of us who are visiting, who are family. Hey, ma'am, good to see you. To serve so that the family can sit and chat with their visitors. The people, we don't know them. I don't know the family members and extended community people that are coming in. I just know Majay. So it does not hurt me at all to go into the kitchen and fix the meal for whomever, because I can't relate to their stories and all of that. So what I try to do is be helpful where I can. But that's where my single season is very helpful, because again, if she called me right now, I could get in my car and go. I don't have to ask anybody else. I don't have to ask anybody else. So, and then what happens at the end of the time, right, as the funeral is coming, if there's anything else left at the house that is still good. So I always encourage prepackaged things. Like I did the snack basket for the kids because I knew the kids be in and out. You just take all of that over to the church or wherever they have the repast, and then that's spread out as well, because the family is feeding the people that come in. Now, he was very active in his church, so the church will come in and support, and then she was in our church, so we will come in and support. Absolutely. That's just how we do it. And so it did not hurt me to use that money to take care of those needs. It didn't bother me at all. It's just one less eat out meal or a little less on the groceries. We've got a full freezer and pantry and all that stuff. So, that's just the way we do things. And, I was telling people too, the reason sometimes that the funeral is so far out from the person passing is because we wanted to give people time to come home, right? Come home, because most family members have moved away, and you got this person who went to this place. So you do it like in a 7-day period, because that gives folks time to travel home. So it is a little different, and you just try to understand different cultures if you will want to. I have a lady right now, she's been texting me and it's stressing her out. She's like, so Miss Shakema, can I just get some veggies and some dip? Would that work? I was like, it's probably not the best option for this family right here. We don't veggie and dip, ma'am. We chicken. Chicken is what we do. She's like, well, what about a ham? A ham could be good. I mean, a ham could work. She's like, I was thinking about spout ham. Absolutely. What about, she's like, I don't think a dessert tray would be good. A dessert tray would be excellent because we going to the repast. See what I'm saying? And then too, after all of the things are done, we have next week and the week after. So you don't have to do everything up front right now. You may be coming on the back end and spending that time or those funds. So I was just sharing all that to say, sometimes you have emergency things that pop up in your budget and you're unable to stick to that budget. It's up to you then to be creative, to figure out where you can move stuff, right? It's up to you. Like, hey, I got to figure out how I'm going to be able to at least take this meal. You may not spend $100 on a snack basket. They may not be your testimony. I was able to because I had that extra money from my teeth. The teeth ended up costing me about $1,600 less than what I had budgeted for. So, I mean, a piece of chicken and a piece of cake, girl, you got you something right there. That's what I'm talking about. That right there is down home Southern. They was here for me. Everybody who comes through the door gonna get a plate. And then at the repast, folks is taking 3-4 plates for the people who couldn't make it to the funeral. That's just how it is. And we don't want that family to have to incur any more stress or burden. They don't even know if you ran out of food. If you ran out of food, somebody running out to pick up something somewhere else. That's how it goes. And so we do not care about where we're going to pull those funds from. Now, I'm not telling you to pull funds from your bills. And you may not be able to even do anything in this time when somebody passes. But if you know that that's going to happen, you just begin to get your debt taken care of. And as you get your debt taken care of, then other envelopes and savings accounts and different things begin to get a little cushion. And then if you have an unexpected something, then what you can do is then pull that money out. Because I was able to pull out for the yard work, I was able to pull out for the basket, and I was able to pull out for the baby. So all the money that I needed, there was, thank you so much. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry too, Dana. I did see that. I'm sorry, y'all don't have my glasses on either. So you're able to have some funds available. If you're unable to do something by yourself, see if another family want to go in, right? You just want to get your, or be a face, be seen. See, I was telling her, I said, well, maybe you want to do a couple big cases of water because people are in and out. It's hot down here. People are in and out all day. So it's like, hey, what can we do? We can bring in like 4 or 5 cases of water. It's $3, $4 at the Walmart. You can bring in 5 cases of water. You spend a cool $20 and you good. And you done brought in about 120 some odd water bottles for people. Hey, from Canada, for people that are gonna be coming in, or some drinks, canned drinks. She was her son was making her a plate today, and she only ate just a tiny little bit, but he popped her a cool ginger ale, and I know she appreciated that. So those are just different little things that you can do. We want to make sure that we're taking care of our debt so that we do have a little wiggle room in different places. And if you're unable to do it this time, then remember for the next time. I know my sister and I, we go in all the time because we're not a couple. I mean, we don't have a husband. So it's just my sister and myself. And normally if somebody's, having something, I'll go, hey, you want to go half? Okay, we'll go half. Or if she's already got her stuff, then I'll do my stuff. But we can do all the things. So anywho, I am not going to do the chiropractor right now. I'm glad I waited because I almost called last week and paid for it. Then I would have been getting the chiropractic work done, and I still would have had to figure out how to do Jackson, how to do Jackson's hand. That's what I think too. So I told her, because her and Alana have a really good bond, that Alana's on homeschool. Alana can take her school over if she needs somebody to stay during the week. And then she has another little goddaughter who comes home from the college on the weekend, and Kaya will stay with her. Or if she needs us all to come over and sleep tonight, I have jammies, we'll travel. Again, it's one of the things, I want a spouse, but I don't have, hey Rebecca, I don't have those constraints about where I can and can't go right now. So I'm a little bit freer in my movements, and I do appreciate that. Get into the numbers. Okay. Absolutely. And if you're able to do that, all she really is able to do right now is just sit in her chair, and she is answering phone calls as best she can because you can't wrap your mind around that law. So I want to encourage all of us, if you know people that you haven't hugged in a while, or they need a little love, just, because tomorrow's not promised to any of us. Okay, now let's jump into child support. Ooh. I did get child support this past, I got it on Friday. Absolutely. And I just, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, Lord, I really do want a spouse, but in my single season, because a lot of people say, Shakema, you're just so busy. Hey, she'll say, people say, Shakema, you're just so busy. Hey, Tiffany. And I'm like, you know what? I can be, because I don't have anything else that I'm doing or anybody else that I have to answer to. So I'm doing all the things that I'm able to do. Also, some of the ladies from Titus 2 are donating for a flower. We are going to all go in and do a flower. I'm actually thinking if we get enough raised, we can do 3 peace lilies, and we'll have one at the main house and one with her son and one with their daughter. So I've gotten monies that have come in today, and I'm thankful for that. This is why I video, y'all. And I'll put in the rest. I'll make up the difference for the 3 peace lilies, but I'm hopeful to get a good price. All right, now, so I did have child support come in on Friday, the 3rd. It was not the normal amount that normally comes in. So I normally get $216.46. I do. I really do. And I need to. The one thing that is hindering me at the moment is the 75 hard. Because if I had my way, I would just go I would just come in here, close the door, and stay in bed all day. But the 75 hard is making me get up and work out at least twice a day. And it is a lot. Normally, I am taking care of everybody else. And one of these days, I'm going to have it's going to be time for me. My daughter is 17 and a half. She'll be 18 before long. Probably within the next 2 to 3 years, Alana will move out. She'll be ready to move out. She is not quite ready yet. Jackson, of course, is self-sufficient, so I don't have to do quite a lot with him. But I have to live a service life. It gives me purpose. It gives me purpose. So I'm thankful to be able to do the things that I am able to do. So 296.54 is what came in. Normally it's 216.46. 296.54 is what came in. So right off the top of that, 29.65 would have been tithe. So we went ahead and did $30 in tithe. Now I have to save. Y'all, see, this is why I get myself in trouble. This is why I get myself in trouble. Y'all, okay. So, oh, no, I didn't. I'm not in trouble. Somebody remind me, because I know y'all good for reminding me. Put it in the comments, somebody, that I did not take out homeschool money this time. So I have to take out homeschool money in the next 3 times, because I forgot it this time. So normally I do $25 for each kid. Alana's money goes to her Roth. Jackson's money goes to his savings. Hey, Destiny, good to see you. So normally I do $25. When I get an off amount, I try to do that plus a half. So for Jackson, I did $37.50 for his savings account. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that because I'll forget so much. Olivia, send me a text message. Don't forget the homeschool money. And then $37.50 for Alana's Roth. Then for piano lessons, thank you. Piano lessons is $35. And then I took out $50 for gas. So $296.54 subtract $30, that gave me $266.54. From $266.54, I took out $37.50. That gave me $229.04. That $37.50 was deposited to Jackson's savings account. $229.04, I subtracted $37.50 and put that into sister's checking account for her Roth IRA. We only draft her Roth IRA once a month at the end of the month. So before we go into the next month, Shameeka will draft out her $100 and put it into her Roth IRA. Shameeka is our financial advisor, and she does all of the things as far as those investment accounts are concerned. She keeps me abreast, and of course I get online reminders, but she does all of the moving of the monies. I am going to learn from her so that I can no longer be her guinea client, because once she gets her full certification, she'll be taking on clients themselves. And she will offer a service that teaches you how to manage your own portfolio. So $191.54, $35 for piano lessons. That left us with $156.54. So $50 went to gas. I'm spending a lot of gas because I'm driving. I drive 30 minutes outside of my household 4 days a week to take the kids to taekwondo or dance. Add on another 15 minutes for Alana's piano lessons there and back. I'm telling you, child, it's just a tick. I'm not even tired. It's just something that happens when I'm in front of my camera. So I am doing a lot of hey, Miss Wanda, I'm doing a lot of driving. And now I'm at each of my schools. This week I have to go to my farthest school, which is from my front door, is 47 minutes. So I will go to that school. Well, actually, I'm going to go to my office first, and then I'm going to go to that school because I don't have students until 12:30. So I'm going to work in my office in the morning, and then I'm going to go over to that school in the afternoon, and I'm only going to be there from 12:30, I think, till 2 o'clock. And then I'll either go back to my office or just hang there until the bell rings. So I am driving a lot, but I'm also able to now count in my travel, and then I'll be able to submit my travel reimbursement at the end of each month. I didn't have much from August, so I didn't submit anything, but I have already a sheet made for September. So tomorrow I'm going to one of my schools because I left something there, but I'm coming back to my office to work. And then Wednesday, because I won't have my email address is my email address is one mom, two girls, two boys, 8 in all at gmail.com. Will one of you lovelies put that in? If it's for one mom stuff, you can reach me at one mom, two girls, two boys, 8 in all at gmail.com. I sure do have that email. It should always be in the description box of any video that I do. And if it's not, one of the lovelies maybe will put it there. No, ma'am, not this year because we are driving a little, they are opening things up, and so those vehicles are being used around. So right now the best option for me is just to log in my mileage. And thank you, Miss Celeste, to log in my mileage and be able, because I get 54 cents per mile, and just be able to get that check, which comes about the 15th of the next month. So when I submit it in September 30th, I should get a reimbursement check October the 15th. Also, a couple things that helps us out as well is if you use any of my links in the description box. I have the Paper Sunday link, and I have an Amazon store. Let me hit Amazon store really, really quickly. There's a wish list for Shameeka. Several of you expressed wanting to bless her as she is off on her Stanford journey. She left Saturday. They have 12 hours, and I say they, her and her friend Dawn, drove across country. They are 12 hours from their destination. So they've stopped for the night to rest, and they will get up early in the morning and then head over and finish up the last leg of their journey. They've been driving 17, 18 hours per day to get over there. So they only have 12 hours to go. So if any of you want to bless her, she picked out some specific things. There should be a wish list where my Amazon store is. If not, what I'll do is I will post it in the community tab. But it is in the description box below. Child, listen, you and your internet needs, child. Go over to, if you haven't been over to Instagram, we did a couple reels before she left. But she's living her best life, and she's going on a full ride scholarship. She has done all of her school from undergrad, from community college, undergrad, master's, into her doctoral program, all free, paid for. Shameeka will find money under a rock. She'll apply for every scholarship. She will do it. So she has 5 years that she'll be in Stanford, in the Bay Area. She'll be there for 5 years doing her doctoral. I'll try to see if I can't fix it and then repost it. Not a clue why it's not working, but I'll try to fix it and then I will repost it. Shameeka did the link herself, so ain't no telling why, child. I'll put it in the community tab if I'm able to. And then that left me with $106.54, which I put into baby step number 3. Now, I could go back in and take out $25 and put that to the homeschool account, but I'll just do it next week or this week coming when funds come out, when child support comes in again this week. I'll make sure to write myself a note for homeschool because I forgot to do my homeschool. Trying to get baby step number 3 up is still not where it needs to be. We are still not at, my goal is 11,000. We are nowhere near it, but you know, things come up, different things like that. I'm trying not to overextend my budget anymore by getting the kids in any more activities. We are activitied out. And I'm also trying to shift where Alana is picking up some of her bills. She's picking up either dance or piano, her choice. I pay more for piano than I do for dance. So dance may be the better option. It'll be cheaper for her, but that'll also help her to be able to budget. But then I have mom guilt because dad does send child support. And it's like, well, you know, you can use that money for her, but she only will do child support. She will either roll off in January when she turns 18 or in June when she graduates um, when she graduates high school. So she is a senior this year. Praise God. We did have all the money we needed for homeschool curriculum. I actually was able to get a discount when I paid for everything up front. And so it just worked out so well. I know, but I just feel you just have, it's just this mom thing. It's like, gosh, I should be spending every single penny on the kids. But there are extra groceries that they both growing. They have to eat and they got to eat. They're both growing. Jackson, somebody says, um, one of my friends came over for dinner and she said, Shakema, he has grown this year so much. Jackson is growing. He needs shoes. He needs clothes. All the things that they need. Alana does work now, so she has her own monies. But I'm trying to do all the things for them and still meet the goals that we have for ourselves. When that $500 comes this month, I was going to put that to the baby step. Guess what? Not sure what this hand is going to cost us. So I'm still looking at things that I have to pay on that end. I know there are going to be things that I have to take care of with this hand where that is concerned. And so I just have to make those adjustments as I am able. I have not even started paying anything towards Alana's car. But the fortunate part for me is Alana's not ready to drive. She's old enough to drive. She's just not ready to do it. I did my own eyebrows today. That's a saved expense for me. I'm shining a little bit. My makeup is starting to shine. I need to put some powder on. But I still use, you know what I'm saying? I try to keep that in my mind, but sometimes I do have that guilt because I feel like every single dime should be spent on something they want to do, their fun stuff. But I do have to keep a roof over their heads. I do have to drive them 4 days a week in town, so the car does need gas. I rationalize it, but I still sometimes feel some type of way. You know what I mean? But I just keep doing what I got to do. And I'm saving for them. I'm putting money in their accounts. But I haven't saved anything for Alana's car. She's not ready to drive. So I figure I still have a good amount of time because she is just not ready to drive. Again, she'll get her permit. We'll drive around and we'll try a little few things. But she is just not ready to drive. That's just... that's reality. And although her dad and I said we would match each other $2,000 for her car, she's just not ready for it. So I'm not going to stress myself over, I need to have it by January, because she's not going to drive in January. She will not drive until probably June, July, sometime in the summer of next year. Thank you, ma'am. It's a true. That's very true, Amanda. She said, fun stuff ain't fun with no roof. It is very true. And I try to keep, I keep accurate records in case dad ever asks. He's never questioned anything I've done with the money, which I'm thankful for. And he keeps sending it, which I am doubly thankful for. Because like I said, we have had years where nothing came in, or months where stuff was coming and then it was cut off because he quit a job or something like that. So, he's been very dedicated to paying the child support. And I think that's because I'm very dedicated to raising the children. The one question he never had was, would I raise the children well? That's why we never argued, or he never fought me for custody, because he knew that I would take care of my children. I'm always going to do that. I'm glad it's very helpful. I didn't have time to edit another video. And like I said, I'm going over tomorrow to sit with her, and I'm going to come home and cook a meal. I'll film it so you guys can see it, because she asked for something very specific. So I am going to take that over tomorrow. And so that means I got to stop at the store and pick up a few items. But I did a house sitting project again. I did another house thing. So I did make $80 from that. And so today, so I made 80 bucks. And I had asked in the Titus 2 group if any ladies needed a Bible that was other than King James, because a lot of people King James and they don't understand the full context because of the way it's written. So I had 3 ladies who mentioned yes, they needed a new Bible, and so I sent 2 via Amazon because they were stateside, and then the one lady who does not live stateside, I actually went and picked up her one today. So I have that. Now I have to send that. So I purchased the Bible. I got another little surprise to throw into the box, and then I have to send that internationally. And then all of that is expense. But I believe in getting seed in the ground. I believe that I think you find places where you can be helpful, and you do that. My Simple Life Grateful Wife, my calling is to women. And I'm going to probably do a video. I need to do a video sometime about how I got into women's ministry, because you will not believe this. Most people do not believe this when I tell them this. I hated women. I hated all women because of my father. My father was Pretty Boy Roy, and he could have any woman he wanted. And I hated all women because of my dad. And the Lord had to deal with me because those women didn't do anything to me. And I was saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled with the evidence of speaking in tongues, fire baptized, would fall out on the floor in a minute. Yes, I was. And I still hated them. And the Lord dealt with me, and that thing broke in my spirit. And what ended up happening was he took such an intense dislike and gave me such an intense love for the group of women that I could not stand. I mean, the group of people. And so my heart is for women, and I know what it is like being a woman. I'm listening to a life coach right now, just on YouTube. And he says, I talk about men because I'm a man, because I know what men go through. And so for me, I'm a woman. My bent, so to speak, the way I lean is towards women, because I know what it's like to be me and go through the things I go through. So God has given me an intense love for them. And I believe that you always need to get seed in the ground. When you find a place where there is good soil and you put seed in the ground, I believe that if you leave it there in enough time with the right environment, you weed around it, you water it, you fertilize it, I believe you're going to get a harvest. And so for me, what I believe is that the more I tend the women, the more we meet on Saturdays, the more we sit and talk and chat and go through the studies, and the more women who reach out to me individually, one-on-one basis. Some of those Titus 2 women have my personal phone number, and we talk. The more and more I pour into them, I'm going to see a harvest of biblical femininity. I'm going to see a harvest of great parents, great moms. I'm going to see a harvest of amazing marriages that were on the brink of divorce and God restored. So that's why I do what I do, and I don't mind pouring in, even in the area of finances. I have the ministry account. There's money there from the preachings that I do or have done, or different love offerings that people have wanted to bless us with. And so if I need to bless a woman with a Bible that she can understand, that is not even, that's not even a question. That's just go get it, Shakema. It took me a minute because we had so many things going on, but I do have it now, and I will get it into the mail this week, I pray. So again, I will have a few expenses coming up. I think the only other expense that I don't have accounted for, and I probably need to make a budget line for this, is my Google Meet, right? I pay for Google Meet now for the ladies ministry, and I can just channel over that. It's $7.99. I can just transfer over the $7.99 into my regular account, and then just pay for it. I pay for it once a month, but it does allow me to have the meetings longer than an hour. I can record if I want to. We can do breakout rooms, so it works just like Zoom, but it's a little bit cheaper, and it's what I know how to use. Somebody asked me today if I would consider moving to Zoom so they could join. I'm not changing platforms because all of the women that meet with me now are used to this platform, but you are more than welcome. We would love to have any of you come and join us and be with us. We are being so abundantly blessed by the study. I know I am, and I'm not even married. The single women, we are having a great time. I can't wait for us all to come back together, though, because I do miss everybody together. But God is blessing, and so I'm thankful for that. But that does cost me a little bit, $7.99 per month, which I just right now take out of the ministry account because there's some funds in there. And again, that came from either I went to preach somewhere, or we had a love offering come in here and there. And if ever I'm doing a teaching video, not like tonight's a budget and a chit chat. If I'm doing a teaching video and then someone does a super chat anything from that teaching video goes into the ministry account. So just so you know, if I'm doing a teaching, we're just quoting the Bible and we doing all that, we've tiptoeing through the scripture, any super chats that come in from those videos, that dumps into the ministry account, because I was, doing a ministry teaching. So I feel like that's fair. I don't want to take the ministry money and use it for my personal expenses, because that wasn't the nature of what I was doing. Not that that's anybody's business, but I like to be above board and up and with what I'm doing. So I don't take ministry funds and use them for my personal. I take ministry funds and use them for the ministry. And that came to me a couple years ago when I was going. Oh, Freedom Homestead is going live. I'm not going to be here long because I want to jump over there and see what Tange and Jack are talking about. And I know that some of you follow them as well. But years ago, when I would go preach somewhere, I would actually take the money and just spend it on myself. And the Lord said, Shakema, you need that money for travel. He said, if you're going to be going up and down the road, you've got to have a way to get where you're going. You can't assume that they're going to, because I don't charge an honorarium to go anywhere. He said, you can't assume that they're going to take care of you when you get there, but here's an opportunity to speak. So you start putting that money in account. So a couple years ago, we just opened a ministry account for that type of thing. But anything that's ministry, if I need to buy books for ladies, which we've done for years and years and years, I bought book after book after book for people, and we've just given. And then I have had women who say, hey, Shakema, here's a $50 gift card. Order as many books as you can get out of this. Bye, ma'am. Good to see you. I'm so glad you came over. But yeah, I'm going to probably do another live next week. Right now, I'm taking Mondays off for the month of September with my Daughters of Grace. I'm on break from Daughters of Grace, so this might be the perfect opportunity to do lives, which is Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is when I would have been teaching them anyway. But like I said, Tange and Jack are on, so if you want to hop on over to Freedom Homestead and see what they got going on, they're back in their house. That's a blessing for them, I am sure. I do appreciate you guys hanging out and chatting with me. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them as I'm able. Next week, you'll get a recorded video for budgets. I'll do just a chit-chat video next week on Monday night. But Sunday, you should get a budget video update. I just didn't have time to film it this time, and I felt like this would work as well. So anywho, thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you like the video, thumb it up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Daughters of Grace is any age. It's just Monday nights. It's just the majority of those ladies are 60 and over. However, I do have one or two young ones that come, but that was my original group, and they were seasoned saints, so they're a little bit older. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But that's where it is. So if for some reason you have questions, just let me know. We'll be happy to answer those questions, and we'll see you guys. Oh, yes, ma'am, I will. I'll look for it. Absolutely. We'll see you guys next time. Bye now. Thank you.